Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office says suspects pulling on car door handles fired at deputies during a chase in Metairie.
As Natasha Robin explains, 5 men were arrested.
Sheriff Joe Lapinto says what started as suspects pulling on door handles ended with a chase and the suspects firing at deputies before they were captured.
I was actually in my living room and I saw the cops fly by. And normally I'm thinking it's just somebody's getting pulled over. They flew all the way that way and then they came back and just all stopped right here.
Everything unfolded around 2 a.m. in this Metairie neighborhood at Lake Avenue and Pine Street. Neighbors tell Fox 8 they noticed a group of men with hoodies pulling on door handles and someone called 911. Sheriff Lapinto says he had a team of burglary detectives patrolling the area looking for possible car burglaries when his deputies were alerted to the group of individuals pulling on door handles. Lapinto says his deputies converged on the scene, capturing one of the suspects. He says 2 others ran into the neighborhood and another 2 suspects took off in a vehicle. He says his deputies pursued both in a foot chase and a car chase. He says during the car chase, the suspects began firing at his deputies.
And during that pursuit, one of the individuals was firing a gun back at our police cars. Luckily, no one was hit from that volley of gunfire that was going back, from their car. Our deputies did not return fire, as they were chasing at that period of time. Certainly justified to do so, but did not during that case. They were able to get them boxed in, stopped, and made the apprehension on those other 2.
Back in the neighborhood, Sheriff Lapinto says the K-9 unit and a drone was used to capture the additional suspect.
The drone is equipped like our helicopter is equipped with a FLIR system, so we can utilize it and get that heat signature. And so, in this case, a person was actually hiding in a tree. It was great, because we probably would have walked right past them, not necessarily looking up in the tree, but the drone from the air was able to pick up the heat signature, and then obviously we were able to converge on them from that area.
The sheriff says all 5 suspects captured were illegally in the United States from Honduras. 4 of them, he said, had addresses in New Orleans, while 1 suspect was living in Fat City. The sheriff said some of the individuals had prior arrests from other parts of the country, and he says this was an organized group of criminals. Deputies say the suspects confessed to committing multiple car burglaries last night, and the investigation continues. In Metairie, Natasha Robin, Fox 8 Local First.